Alright, welcome back to Beacon Pines. Meet Beck at the big creepy gate. Okay, we're going to Beck's house now. I don't think I've actually, talked with you yet. Good morning, Geoff. So, what's so good about it? Another day further down the tubes, if you ask me. Come on now, it's not all bad. The festival is coming up. The festival. Old Man Valentine used to put, Akamane shindigs all the time. And where did that get us? Well, it's Perennial Harvest putting on this one, and they're doing it for the whole town. As far as I see it, the difference between the old Valentine Company and the new Perennial Harvest outfit is the difference between this empty soup can and this brown banana. But those are both garbage. Exactly. Hey, Kato. Good afternoon, Luca. Can I help you find something? Maybe or maybe not. Try me. Well, there's been some weird stuff going on at the old Valentine warehouse. Can't say I know anything about the old warehouse, but empty hives don't stay empty for long. Huh? The more I read about bees, the more similarities I see with people. If a hive collapses and fails, it doesn't stay empty for long. A new queen will set up shop pretty quickly. So you're saying it would make sense for someone new to start using the warehouse. Nature, abhors a vacuum. Hey, Jace. Hey, Luca. Have you seen this new issue of Hank Atomic? Not yet. No spoilers, please. It's awesome. It's a flashback. No spoilers, please. We get to see how mild-mannered Henry Adams becomes Hank Atomic, man of space justice. Jace. Oh, sorry. My point is you're gonna love it. Alright, Jace, catch you later. Roger that, Space Cadet. So who all lives in that house? Eris and Gus Valentine grew up there, and Solomon moved in a few years back. The creepy kid in the vest. That sounds like the one. So just three people live in that huge thing? I bet a bunch of shady stuff happens all the time in a place like that. Not really, the Valentines pretty much keep to themselves, so it's empty and boring. Pretty much. What a waste. Mom says that it used to be way busier, back before Sharper died. Before the Foul Harvest. Okay, that's like the fifth time someone mentioned this Foul Harvest thing. And you all use that same ominous tone. Eventually you're going to explain to me how that harvest got all fouled up. But we can't keep my parents waiting anymore. This way. Most kids would have just ditched me by this point. Why are you still here? You looked like you could use some help. You know what, Luca? You're not so bad. Let's get through this as simply as possible. Just eat, smile, and nod. Fun. Great, whatever you do, don't bring up their work. I think I can handle that. Here goes nothing.
Chapter 4. Dinner with the Moodwills. Ilona Moodwill was worried about change. A gardener at heart, she understood the necessity of change, relied on it even. But there was a difference between the controlled world of her plants and this cluttered cottage in a strange town. Almost done. Nellie was a blur of activity, digging through boxes. Sorry, love, couldn't find the dishes. We'll have to make do with paper plates. Dinner went by without much conversation. As she watched Beck and Luca finish up their pizza, Ilona let herself relax into the chair. The things she cared about were still here. Nellie finally had the job of her dreams. Beck was beginning to take root. Ilona's task was simply to tend to them. She could do that.
So Luca, tell us a bit about yourself. Where do you live? I live with my grandma. Over on the other side of the river. Your grandma, where are your parents at? Beck Manners? It's alright. My dad passed away in an accident at the fertilizer plant 6 years back. Oh dear. My mom's been missing for a few months now. Like missing.
Fixed to his plate, pushing a chunk of pineapple around with his finger. Nellie was the one who eventually broke the silence.
So you're Nellie, okay. Luca, how do you like the pizza? It was good. Very good. Normally we'd have put more effort into dinner.
He gestured toward the boxes.
Ilona is not a really common name either. We aren't fully settled in, and Beck has mentioned that it's your favorite. I'm sorry, are we skipping the part where he said his mom was missing? Beck? I'm sorry, Luca, this move has us all a little tired.
Face with his sleeve.
No, it's fine. So Beck said that you moved here for work.
A swift kick under the table.
Ah. I mean, what brought you to Beacon Pines? You were right the first time, we're here for work. Nellie won't tell you this, but she's a brilliant chemist. I don't know about brilliant, but I do love it. She's brilliant. Perennial Harvest just made her their newest lead researcher of deep engineering. She makes it sound more impressive than it is. I'm just happy that I get to make a difference in the world. Perennial Harvest is at the forefront of evolving agriculture into something more useful than sprinkling water and excrement on the ground.
Over to Beck. She seemed to be holding her breath.
What Nellie means, Luca, is that there are different ways to grow plants. Yeah, some people talk to their plants and hope for the best. And some people happily leave their job to allow a loved one to pursue their dream. You swore you didn't.
Her fist into the table. Perhaps harder than she intended.
Hey, Luca, how about some dessert? I actually have to meet my friend Rolo soon.
Outside to gauge the time. The sky was darker than he expected, filled with ominous clouds.
Looks like there's a storm brewing. I should get going. Oh, I didn't think there was any rain in the almanac. Yeah, almanacs aren't that useful around here.
His mouth one last time with his napkin and started to get up.
Thank you all for the pizza, it really was good. See you at the festival, Beck. Wait up. I'll walk you home.
Surprised, Luca turned around. He knew Rolo could be prickly around new people, but Beck seemed cool. Rolo would warm up to her eventually. Probably.
Rumble and break. Go in order again.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
You sure we can make it home before the storm kicks off?
Roiling clouds.
I'd say the odds are good. Maybe you should stay here and I'll make a break for it.
Moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Care to recalculate those odds? Hurry up inside, you two, before you catch a cold. Oh, okay, so if the clouds break there, she comes to my house, probably. Luca, Nellie will keep trying to reach your gran on the phone. In the meantime, you two hold tight. Sorry, not much to do here. Most of my stuff is still in boxes. Mind if I poke around? Be my guest.
Luca bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting flowers. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime.
Pugnant. Okay.
Flipped open the attached card.
Happy trails from Coach Walker and all of Fairview Condors. Boy, well, you weren't kidding about poking around, huh? Oh, sorry. Was this from your old school? The most recent one, yeah. Some schools gave me going away cards. Some did flowers. When they're really trying to feel good about themselves, they do both. So you've moved a lot. Yeah, that's the thing with having a brilliant parent. There's always a better job somewhere else. These flowers would last longer if you put them in some water. That's the sort of thing I would do if I cared. Well, you cared enough to keep them is all. Oh wow. Rolla and I have a radio just like this at the treehouse. Probably not exactly like this one. My mom and I tore the whole thing down into the bolts. Filtered it with some state-of-the-art vacuum tubes. She seems pretty awesome. She gets carried away sometimes. I think she feels guilty for working so much. So when she does have time for me, she showers me with high-tech overcompensation.
Flicked at one of the toggles.
I bet you can get all sorts of stations on this. Not out here in the boonies. You wouldn't believe the stuff I could pick up back in the city. But around here, it's all farm reports and static. Ah, shucks.
Luca squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
This looks wild. What is it? Gum? Gum.
Adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look.
I'm tracking the structural integrity of gum with increasing amounts of chewing. Chewed that one for 47 days.
His hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh.
It's weird, I know.
Down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
You think it's weird, don't you? A little. But weird can be cool. Luca, can I ask you something? Of course. Dang, didn't that hurt? I'll be honest. That hurt more than I expected. At least you looked cool doing it.
Beck took a moment to watch.
I like the dynamic between these two. Do you ever feel alone? Like, even when people are around? Rolla can be pretty absent-minded sometimes. I'm serious. Does it feel, Does it ever feel like your family doesn't care what you want? It didn't used to feel that way. I know Gran loves me, but sometimes when she looks at me, it's like she's looking at a problem.
Deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I know the feeling. How do you deal with that? I guess I haven't. But one thing my dad told me was when I was little, don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. If you try to hold it all in, you're gonna pop. So then what do you do when you don't know what to do? Dad never got to that part. Something I have figured out on my own, though. You gotta do something, anything, here. Maybe not smart. What are you doing? I don't know, something. We're gonna register our complaints with the storm. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. I want things to go back to the way they were. Everyone tells me it's gonna be alright. That things are gonna change.
Feral scream that echoed into the night.
Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Screw this town. Whoa. Let me try. Oh! New sprite. Actually, I think we saw that sprite earlier, but it was obstructed by, like, the book. Moving sucks. I hate it. I hate that I hate it. Why can't I just deal with it and be happy for my moms? Why can't we just stay somewhere? Brog.
Twitch trembling whisper.
I just want to be a normal kid.
Shirt and straightened up.
There. I actually feel a little better.
As it began, the storm abated.
Thanks, I needed that. Yeah, that was a pretty, like, natural, good way to describe her backstory. Me too. I should head out before the rain starts up again. Sure, I'll walk you out this time. See you and Rollo at the festival. Sounds good. Luca, don't let the universe jerk you around.
Light thump on the arm before heading in.
Okay, cool. That went well. We didn't die this time.
Friendly feud. The air was heavy with the hard rain's residue. The smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone. Not even Rollo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rollo was still his best friend. Adding Beck to the group would help balance things out. Everything's better in threes. This is what Luca told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
Oh, Dawn. Yo. Hey, Dawn, tracking down a lead? You bet. I heard a juicy new rumor. Turns out when Sharper Valentine died, he left behind a peculiar last will and testament. Peculiar how? He didn't give his kids an inheritance. There were conditions. Like what? The document stipulated that Eris had to take on a child as her ward. A kid our age who just showed up to town one night with a lawyer. Solomon. That's weird. Bingo. So Eris was forced to take care of him. Yep, or she would have lost everything. Why would Sharper care so much about some random kid? Rumor has it old Sharper sowed some wild oats. That explains the way Eris treats him. Poor Solomon. How did you find out all this? A good reporter's never reveal his source, Luca. Or a good reporter never reveals her source, Luca. Interesting. Oh, you're still here. Given the name of this chapter, I feel like we're at that part of the story where the two characters are gonna have the two main protagonists are gonna have like an argument and a breakup and then get back together later. You know, it always happens. Excuse me, what are you doing? Just locking up for the night, sir. Oh, wonderful. I can only assume this means all festival preparations have been completed ahead of schedule. Not exactly, sir. The storm set us back a bit and it's getting late, so we all decided to. You all decided. Yes, sir. I was unaware that your job involves deciding things. We are all here at Perennial Harvest because we believe in creating a better future. Yes, sir, very much. You want to be the one to tell this town that we failed them? No. Then we gave up because there was a little rainstorm and we all got sleepy. Of course not, sir. Good, then it's decided. Yes, sir, we'll work till the task is done. See that you do. Our harvest awaits. So we know more about those guys now, too. I'm assuming by all of us, who means like 1 billion copies of himself. I still have no clue what that's about. Can I use Pugnant here? Might as well check. I can.
Luca wrapped a twig of thyme around the hook. Some fish have refined taste.
There we go. Property of Sharper Valentine. Figures. If he had his way, property of Sharper Valentine would be written on everything in town. Shall we give it back to him? He may not even want it back. The man's got a contentious relationship with time. We'll keep it here in case he ever wants to pick it up. Interesting. Rolo, are you still up there? I'm sorry, Rolo isn't accepting visitors at the moment. Come back never.
I ever heard him speak in this stiff yet gentle tone a few times, and it always meant one thing.
You're upset. Oh, what makes you say that? Maybe because my best friend abandoned me for no reason. I didn't abandon you. Yeah, I'm just a little late. The rain held me up. Liar! You weren't even home. What? The storm got bad and I got worried, so I went looking for you. Imagine my surprise when I made it to your house and you weren't there. I hadn't made it back yet. I'm not a fool, Luca. It doesn't take all day to deliver some jam. No, the storm rolled out of nowhere, and I got stuck, after dinner at Beck's.
On his words, knowing he'd said too much.
Is this really what the conflict is going to be between these two? Listen to me, Beck. What are you talking about? Beck? Dinner? What the heck is a Beck? She's a new kid in town. She's actually kind of cool. You'd like her. She needed help convincing her parents that she'd made new friends. New friends. I spent all day waiting for you, and you were off making new friends. It's not like that, Rolo. Oh, I was waiting. I made some upgrades to mission control. It was going to be a surprise, but you took so long. The storm knocked it all down. Just like you knocked down our French. There's no way this friendship is this fragile. Wait a minute. What does that even mean?
Instinctively angry in response. Both boys were now shouting across the distance.
This feels out of character given what I know about these two. It means you're a bad friend? You don't care about me. I was gone for 1 day! You're telling me you've never been late before? You're super clumsy yourself, right? Like... what are you talking about? Of course I care, you ass. I knew I'd get in trouble waiting so late for you, but I kept my word, because that's what friends do. Oh wow, what a noble sacrifice you made. Easy for you to say. Your grand doesn't even care. You can stay as long as you want, and you wouldn't even get in trouble. Seriously? You're acting like I chose this. If that's what you think, then maybe you're the bad friend.
Changed to a calm, yet more intense anger.
Maybe Pa's right. Storms bring more than water. This one brought out the real Luca. What the fuck? Stop quoting your Pa's nonsense like it means anything. Yeah, well, at least my Pa is still around.
In the cold night air, Rolo's stomach dropped, knowing he'd crossed a line. But it was too late.
Look, this doesn't feel earned. I don't know, I don't like this scene. Good night, Rolo. Dang it. Huh. Okay, whatever. Oh.
Luca dug through his old stuff, not even sure what he was looking for.
Soccer ball. Bonk. Rolo, what a jerk. I was joking when I said that there'd be a breakup. Call me a bad friend. Ooh, I'm Rolo. Look at me and my amazing family. Okay, the physics on this is really silly in a way I like. I guess I'm never supposed to make new friends. Weep. Okay. Look how he just jumps into the bed face first.
Then cooed gently from the hallway.
You slept straight through breakfast. Luca, are you alright? I'm fine. I was about to ask, like, that's weird, do these kids not have school? But then I was like, wait a second, this game takes place during summer vacation, I think. Just don't feel like getting up yet. Okay, I'll leave the oatmeal by the door. I've got to run out and take care of some things. Okay. I'll be back to check, later to check in. Sure.
Just wanted to be alone. He waited to hear the sound of the front door closing.
If Rolo thinks I'm still going to the festival of him, he can shove it. Oh yeah, that's today. I bet Rolo's still gonna go to the festival. He's gonna be miserable. Didn't we tell Beck we were going to the festival?
Luca dozed
Just go
off.
back to bed? Wait. Luca, I see you didn't even eat your oatmeal. Wasn't hungry. Well, just in case you get hungry, I'll leave a sandwich here too. Thank you. Rolo came by. What did he say? He wanted to talk to you. What did you say? I told him you weren't feeling well. Good. So your plan is to just sit in your room all day? Pretty much. Well, I need to pop away again for a minute. If you decide to end your pity party and go outside, I think it'd do good, some good for you. Noted.
Still couldn't bring himself to go out. Besides, if he ran into Rolo, he'd have to actually confront the situation.
If Rolo thinks, oh my god, we're really doing this. There's never anything interesting at the festival anyway. What soccer ball? Oh, do I have to hit that down? Not sure if the physics are, like, precise enough to reliably do what I think the game wants me to do. Oh no, there we go. Okay.
The Adventures of Hank Atomic.
The complete first volume.
Lee opened the cover and began to read. Rollo had received it for his birthday, a special hardcover edition with behind-the-scenes commentary and bonus art. Rollo cherished it, but asked that Luca keep it at his house.
Please don't destroy it out of spite.
Sure if it was
Oh my
because
god.
Rollo didn't trust himself with it, didn't trust his sister around it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luca's more often. Whatever the reason, Luca didn't mind. But it had stayed right there where Rollo had stashed it ever since. Now, at the foot of his bed, Luca lost himself in the pages. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental. He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft footsteps from the hallway.
Luca, another little friend came to see you. A girl named Beck, Modwell. She said you met yesterday. What did she say? Is she here? She was just dropping by. I told her you weren't taking visitors today. Oh, she seems nice. Yeah. You had a fight with Rollo, didn't you? Can I come in? Maybe later. Alright then. I'll leave dinner on the kitchen table, in case you want a bite before bedtime.
Luca had pouted away the entire afternoon.
Sounds like you pouted away the whole ass day.
He felt the weight of it all and allowed his weary eyes to close. Luca stood in a vast black expanse. He looked up at his father standing beside him. Walt was working a straw at the bottom of a fountain glass, trying to collect the last bits of milkshake. Dad? Where are we? Taking a final loud gurgling sip, his father peered up from the glass. He jangled the straw playfully with a warm smile, then lifted the empty glass as if to point into the darkness. The source? Luca's
The source!
In an instant, he was sitting in front of a blazing campfire. Across from him sat a large figure in a yellow hazmat suit. The figure's voice was a scratchy echo. Well, if it isn't the man of the hour, make yourself comfortable. Luca held his shivering hands over the flame to warm himself. It doesn't work that way here. Their yellow-gloved hand pointed to the base of the flame. It's a cold flame. See? Luca peered at the base of the fire. It wasn't wood that was burning. It was Beacon Pines itself. Tiny buildings, freezing and crumbling as they were consumed by flame. Luca could see small shadows moving in the burning city. People. Luca leapt to his feet. We've got to help them! The figure gave a dismissive wave of their hand. Why waste energy helping people who can't even help themselves? The figure bent down to examine the panicked crowd as they desperately tried to stop the flames. They only care about what's right in front of them, not like us. Luca's voice was a trembling whisper. Us? The figure slowly stood up, grabbing its helmet with both hands. With a jolt and a twist, the suit emitted a gasp. A cloud of torpid mist escaped, slowly revealing the face within. Luca's own face looked back at him. Worn, distant.
Oh, so he's K.
Oddly familiar, as if he'd caught his own reflection by surprise in the mirror. The doppelganger smiled. I tried to help once. He gestured towards his face, and all it got me was this. Lucas staggered back.
Oh, wait, the whole, like, aging growth serum thing, if he got dunked into it, that actually would be, like, realistic. And there is precedence for copies? Like, replicas?
Aren't.
I me, he says.
His shoulder. His father was there again, beside him. Every choice sets us on a path. This is the end of one of your paths, son. Luca watched his older self shake its head ruefully, its face twisting into a cruel grin. Well, Dad, if you wanted him to see this, far be it from me to disappoint. Luca watched in shock as the figure took a confident step forward and plunged into the flames in a flash of cold light. He was gone. What does all of this mean? Reassuring squeeze on his shoulder. Just remember, Why we choose matters just as much as what we choose. Luca woke up to see a hazy figure at the foot of his bed, silhouetted in the morning sun.
Mom? No, dear. It's only Gran. I was hoping it was Rollo. Luca rubbed his eyes.
The kind, concerned face of his gran came into focus.
How are you feeling? Fine. Anything you want to talk about? I don't feel like talking. That's just all well. How about you sit there and listen a bit? Whatever you and Rollo fought about doesn't matter.
Gran
But
silenced
he...
Luca with a gentle pat on the leg.
Fights between friends happen. What was said doesn't matter. The important thing is that it's not the last thing you ever say to each other. But he said stuff about Dad. Well, do you think he meant it? No. He was just mad. And did you mean any of the things you said to him? No. Good. One must appreciate friends in their best moments, and accept them in their worst. Accept. Okay. Now get your little butt out of bed. The festival is today. You don't want to miss that, do you? I guess not. Seems like a good opportunity to make amends with Rollo, doesn't it?
Didn't nod.
So buy him a corn dog and apologize. But he's the one that... What did I just say? Buy him a corn dog. That's a good boy. Everything's better with corn dogs. I need to get going now. Get some last-minute festival business to take care of. I'll come find you at the fountain a little after lunch. Alright. I love you, Luca. Love you too.
Luca took a deep breath.
I feel like that whole fight sequence just happened because, like, just out of obligation, because that kind of stuff always happens in stories like the... Like, I'm trying to remember, like, a fight scene between friends that happened in, say, Night in the Woods again. I'm sorry to keep bringing that game up, but, like, I really do get vibes of that from this. There was a scene where, like, May upsets B at a party because B wants to, like, fit in with the cool college kids, but she's kind of stuck at, like, a boondocks town, you know? And, like, that felt earned. Like, it felt in character for May because she blurts stuff out all the time. Like, it felt in character for B. Because, like, to be upset by that because, you know, this is something she's always wanted to be with, like, among college friends and to, like, get more of an education outside of just, you know, being at that one shop her whole life. And, like, you could kind of see that coming, too, because, like, I don't know, this just didn't feel earned. Like, Luca was a little late, and then Rollo got super pissed off for, like, no reason. Like, you're telling me Rollo is never late for stuff? Heck, Luca's been late for other things in this game. Like, you telling me this has never happened before? I don't know, man. Like, it just didn't feel, like, very in character for both of them. Both, like, what they got angry at and the kind of stuff they said. I guess I just didn't feel earned, which I've probably mentioned a couple times, but
Thick and thin.
yeah, whatever.
Despite Luca's bitterness, Gran was right. He needed to hash things out with Rollo.
You know, I was talking with, like, another friend about this game recently who apparently has played this. I kind of, like, dismissively, it's probably not the best word, but, like, I think at one point I referred to this game as Night in the Woods with more of a budget but less charming writing, and I do kind of stand by that, honestly. This style of art is not cheap, but, like, I kind of think they could have done more with it. Or, like, maybe have gone with a much simpler art style and just went for more memorable moments. I gotta say, too, I do love the narrator, but I'm starting to think she's, like... I'm starting to not like her as much in the context of something like this. Because I gotta tell you, like, she's a really good actress. I still gotta look up who she is and what she's done at some point, but in a game like this, that's going as dark as the story has gone sometimes, this, like, childhood... Or this, like... child book storybook voice feels very out of place for this, maybe even a little patronizing too. I don't know. Again, it's really good voice acting, but I'm just not really sure if it fits a game like this. Like, can you imagine if Night in the Woods had moments where it had, like, a narrator with a voice that sounds very different from the tone I'd expect from a game like that, just comes out of nowhere and explains the story, basically. I don't know. Despite Luca's bitterness, Graham was right. He needed to hash things out with Rolo.
Fight changes the nature of a friendship.
I am really liking this game, but I feel like I'm having some pretty apparent problems with it, too.
Whether, in the end, it is for the better or for the worse, all comes down to understanding. If one is not careful, the same familiarity that builds the strongest of bonds can become the wrecking ball that shatters them. Luca emerged from seclusion, taking in the crisp festival air. But the events of the day weren't on his mind. He had to find Rolo.
Alrighty then. I think that'll be enough for this episode, though. I will see you folks later. Thanks for watching.